Hello and welcome to Joy's World, the podcast. Today, guys, we've got a special guest again. I love having special guests on me. When I think of this person, I think kidulthood, I think adulthood, I think the intent too. I think Cut the Chat podcast, and most importantly, I think of Nigeria.
That's so funny.
Please welcome Femi
Oyeniran. Oyeniran.
Yay!
No, you say it.
Femi Oyeniran.
Yeah, it's easy.
Does it get on your nerves, like, when people can't pronounce your name?
No, because I'm not living in Nigeria. I live in England, so I get it. Like, you know, it's like there are surnames that I struggle with as well.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, you know, you sort of accept it and just teach people how to say it, and they'll try their best, and that's all you can do, right?
Yeah. I guess people don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, like people don't want to get it wrong, and so they don't pronounce it at all. But then, because they don't want to get it wrong, they stress out and they get it wrong because it's kind of quite phonetic, my surname.
Yeah.
But people panic and think like there are sounds there that there aren't there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
they kind of make it harder in their head.
Exactly.
So Femi, my first question to all my guests is, how are you feeling today?
How am I feeling today? You know what? Today, there's loads of work that I could have done so far today, but I've been lazy. I've got my kids today, so I'm feeling very lackluster today, I would say, which is not a word that I like to use to describe myself, but it's just the weather is grey outside. I wanted to take my older son, he likes football, so I wanted to take him outside to play football, but I couldn't because it's raining. And then his younger brother just likes to watch TV all day, and they're home with me today, which is on, like, I'm rarely at home. They rarely get to spend time with me. So when we spend time together, we try to put so much pressure on it to make it good.
Yeah.
And so when it's not good, or like when it's just like boring, we're just watching iPads and computers, it just doesn't, it's not as exciting, you know? So I feel a bit lackluster. I feel like I could have been a bit more structured with my plan for today. And so yeah.
There's still time though, isn't
There's
it?
still there's still time, exactly. And so there's hope.
Yeah. But also I feel like sometimes as parents we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to feel like we have to make sure that our kids are always entertained and always running around and feeling good. And sometimes I'm like, let me just sit down.
Yeah, it's true, but do you know what? My wife is very good. She seems to manage to always keep them engaged and keep them entertained. And so I suppose a part of me is a little bit jealous. Like, I want to be a responsible parent as well. And not me, and I have this thing with the boys. I'm like, boys, you have to do stuff because your mom's gonna come back and she's gonna think I'm an irresponsible parent. So like, let's look like we're doing stuff that's not just like playing on the iPad and like wrestling or doing whatever they want to do with themselves.
Sometimes it's good to do that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, you know,
that's part of being a kid, isn't it?
Yeah, and as I say, I feel like we don't always have to do stuff. It's good to just spend time, just
it's
relax.
True, absolutely.
Because when you're not with them, it's like, you know, it's not like you're doing nothing. You're still working and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Femi, as I said, like, I know you from all those stuff that I just listed.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get to know a few more things about you. So I've got a quick fire round of questions.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Just the first
I don't really like, can I see your face? Can we like move the mic a bit? Yeah, exactly.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, it's important. Like, you know, we're talking to each other.
Yeah? Is that
yeah,
better?
it's much better.
Okay. So, quick fire round questions. So, the first question, pasta or pizza?
Neither.
Huh? You have to explain this.
Do you know what it is? I just feel like I've had enough pasta and pizza for the rest of my life. I don't really need to have any more. But if I were to choose, sometimes I think of pizza as like, it's just bread with cheese and random stuff on top. Like, why do I want to have bread? In any other like setting, I would never have bread with cheese and tomato and random stuff on top. Like, it just seems, imagine like you just took like I don't know, like you just took I don't know, like a ciabatta or even Ovis slice, and then you put cheese and tomato and then random bits of meat on the top. It just seems silly, like it seems dumb.
So you don't like pizza?
Do you know what? I'm not gonna go as far as saying I don't like pizza or pasta. I just feel like it's just like blah food, isn't it? It's just you've had so much of it. everyone has had so much of that food in their life.
Yeah.
It's not even good for you. It's not even good
so.
for you. And
My
so,
dad used to cook tuna pasta and we used to have to eat it for like a week straight.
I mean, like that tuna pasta is nice, yeah, because it's got actually obviously the tuna in it, and the tuna's quite good, high in protein. But the pasta is just like, it's just not even that good for you. But anyway, if I had to pick, I'll do pasta.
Okay.
You know what I like? Lobster.
Lobster, you're so
Not lobster. Prawn or no, there was a lobster. I used to be a member of this private members club called The Curtain, and they used to have a lobster linguine. Oh my gosh, that was nice. Oof.
I like a seafood linguine.
Ooh la la. I don't really like seafood anything because it's too much of a mixture. It's random things from the sea. It's too much. I like individual taste. I don't like lots of taste together. I just find food like that, like paella. Like, who eats that?
Too much?
It's got too much. It's too rich.
Much.
I don't like food that's too rich. So I can have every single thing in a paella on a plate separately.
Yeah.
But I don't like it mixed and cooked together.
I get that.
No. That wasn't very quick fire response. I'll try for the other ones.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee now. I've got into it, which is sad.
Okay. Night in or night out?
Both.
You can't have both.
Because I like being in, but I like being out. No, do you know what it is? When I'm out, I like being out. But the idea of being out when I'm in
you want to be
seems tedious.
Yeah, okay.
And so I like both, but ultimately, you know what? I like partying. I like parties. I'm a bit of a party guy. So yeah, I enjoy parties. So definitely a night out.
Okay. Nike or Adidas?
Ooh. Shall I tell you, shall I elaborate on this one as well? Should I elaborate?
Quick fire.
I know. I'm rubbish. So the other day, I'm at this place. I'm at this restaurant, and then I see this guy that works at Nike, and I'm like, yo, blah blah blah, send me some Nikes. Like, how come you never send me some trainers? He turns around to me and says, well, you have to stop wearing Adidas before I send you some Nikes, because I had Yeezys on. And so I think Nike, when I was a kid, I'll definitely pick Nike because I think I like both, but I'll definitely pick Nike because Nike have always been quite aspirational. I was saying it to my friend, I feel like there's the tick on a Nike, there's something positive about it.
Yeah.
A tick, you know? A tick means yes, right?
Yeah.
And that swoosh, that tick thing.
And it's very universal.
Yeah, and that idea of a tick means yes all around the globe.
That's true.
And so because of that, it does something for your mind, and it's like there's something aspirational about a tick.
Well, I'm actually going to buy myself a pair of Nike trainers. They're £104. And I was like...
What are they?
I don't know who they're by. I saw them on Instagram. They're like a little collection from some woman. I don't know who she is. But I really like them, and I'm going to treat myself. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Can't treat yourself. Who's going to treat you?
I mean, hopefully the Nike guy sends me some Nikes. I'm going to text him after I leave here. He just reminded me.
You could text him my number as well.
What size are you?
7.
Listen, if he sends me some, I'll send you some.
Okay. But he's not going to send you women's.
Yeah, but I'll ask him for a size 7.5.
Okay.
I promise.
7.5, maybe 8.
So if you hear me talking about I got free trainers from Nike, then
if I see it on Instagram, I'm gonna be like, Femi, what's going on?
Get your free pair.
Okay, hip hop or R&B?
What kind of questions are these?
This is quick fire.
It's not quick fire because I'm having to think.
Hip hop. Okay, Stormzy or Dave?
This is hard, isn't it?
It's very hard. I know. I think I would pick Stormzy. I love Dave as well, though, but Stormzy's just my husband from day. Do you know what I mean?
Respect that. I respect that husbandry.
I can't be cheating. Do you know what I mean?
I respect that. I would pick. I like them both. I'm sorry, can't pick. Because they've both kind of done like pretty like, you know, iconic things. They're both quite young. They're living their dreams. They put out good music.
Yeah.
They put out good albums in their time, and also they've done things that are culturally important for Black British people.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I would say both. Yeah, sorry.
I feel like I love Stormzy, and I just feel like I've loved Stormzy for longer, so I'm just like sticking to my love. If I jump onto Dave, then I feel like I'm just jumping on the bandwagon. But I do love Dave. But yeah, Stormzy. Still love you, Stormzy. Do you know Stormzy?
Do I know him? I've met him. I don't know him.
Have you met him? Is he nice?
Is Stormzy nice? Yes, actually.
He comes across really nice.
He's a very nice guy. He's a very genuine guy.
Yeah.
He's very nice, and you know he is what he seems like.
Good.
So I've met him quite a lot. We used to go to Damon's barbershop.
Is it?
Yeah, all
I
the
need
time.
to go to Damon's barbershop and
You
find a
did?
husband. No, I need to go there
Why?
to find a husband.
To just sit there and just
Yeah.
look, man.
Yeah. I said this to Ace. I'm going to stand in the window.
I mean, just get Damon. Like, he can give you a seat, a good position in the
That's what
shop.
I was thinking, yeah. I could just chat to the customers while they're waiting
Exactly.
for a haircut. Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, Damon's barbershop brought a lot of people. So I met Anthony Joshua there, Stormzy there, Dizzy Rascal I kind of knew before, but he goes there.
Was it just like, are they just there like, was you just there randomly or did you know they were coming?
I wouldn't go if they were coming. I don't have time like that.
I really do.
I mean, I've met these people outside of that setting.
Yeah.
But actually, when you're in a barbershop together, there's a certain rapport, there's a certain, sort of, you're able to have a proper conversation rather than being at a party together, which is a different type of setting.
Okay, well, this brings me on nicely to my next question, which you can't think about. You need quick
Yeah,
fire, okay?
I promise.
Are you ready? This is a big one. Ace, Lee, or Damon?
Damon.
Oh, Ace and Lee, you just got buoyed really
No, do you know why I said Damon?
Because you know them the longest.
No, because Damon's like probably the best friends to all of those people out of their friends. Damon's a good guy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Ace and Lee are good guys, but Damon's a properly sincere, good, warm person. He's like one of the best people I know. Like, actually, and that's not even me trying to criticize the others, but like in terms of like, if I was ever in proper trouble and I called Damon, I know Damon would come.
Yeah.
Lee might not come. Ace might not come. But I know for a fact, if I call Damon now and I'm like, oh, you know what, Damon, I've got a problem, blah, blah, blah. I'm stuck in Shepherd's Bush, right? And I'm with my kids, my car's not working, or whatever reason I've got. Damon will come.
And Lee won't.
Lee won't.
Lee will
Ace
be
won't.
like, oh, I'm busy.
No, Lee might not. Ace, I might not get through to on the phone at all.
Yeah.
Like, because he might not answer his phone.
He likes that.
Yeah, that's his fave.
Yeah.
And then Lee just
Lee will be like, well,
Lee
I'm
was just like, oh, the thing is,
Yeah.
No, but Damon definitely would come. So I'd say Damon.
Oh, shout out to you, Damon.
Big up.
Okay, last question, which I feel like I know what your answer's gonna be, but I just wanted to ask it
Go on,
anyway
then.
because you might surprise me.
Go on.
Nigerian jollof or Ghanaian
Oh,
jollof?
Nigerian jollof. That's easy. But should I elaborate on that? Do you want me to?
I mean, you can, but
Sometimes I like Ghanaian jollof. I'll be honest, like, because like Nigerian, I have to say Nigerian jollof because I'm Nigerian and I've had more Nigerian jollof, and I actually had jollof before I came here, and it was very
didn't bring me
tasty.
some.
Well, I'm sorry, it was very tasty and it was very Nigerian. So it would be remiss of me to say Ghanaian jollof. But I do. The thing is, this competition's dumb because they're both nice. The only Ghanaian jollof I don't like is when they put peas, actual green peas, and too many things inside it. It's not fried rice, cuz it's jollof. I just want the rice and the tomato sauce,
yeah.
a little bit of spice with a kick to it.
What about some beef though? Beef.
No, I don't want meat in my rice.
Really?
I told you I don't like lots of different tastes in my
What a bit
food.
of beef in the jollof.
You're not even listening to me. I don't like lots of taste. I like.
So wait, hold on. Wait, you have jollof just alone. That's it.
And then
no
I'll
meat.
have meat on the side, not in it.
Okay.
Not inside the jollof.
I feel sorry for your wife.
I am
how
very.
does she
Do you know
cook
what?
for
I
you?
didn't realize that I was so particular till I got married. I thought I was just normal. I thought everyone was like this.
Does it annoy your wife? Does she like flavour?
Yeah, but she doesn't like. Yeah, she probably likes. Sometimes we all eat different food, and I eat different food to everyone else.
So I can't be doing that. I can't be cooking 2 dinners.
I'll be honest, yes. But I'm rarely at home. But when I am at home, I don't think no one else has the same food as me. It's very rare that I have the same food
Do you think
as
you
my
make
family.
your kids fussy with food, or
No.
do you think? Because like I always say to my daughter, I'm like, no, if she's not allergic to nothing, you're gonna eat it. Like you eat what you're given.
Do you know what?
This is not restaurant. I don't
My
understand.
kids are like, they're all right with food, like, but most kids kind of just like white food, isn't it? Like bread, pasta, pizza.
My daughter hates
Everything.
any sauce.
They like, kids are like things that are just white looking, like, like beige food, like, just bread, pasta, pizza,
just plain.
just plain, and
sauce.
that's what kids are into, and they sort of grow out of that. But my kids are not that fussy. I wouldn't say they're that fussy, and like the ones when they are fussy, they really mean it, like, so. My older son used to like smoked salmon. He had one bad smoked salmon one day. He doesn't like smoked salmon no more. He likes pita bread and tiramisu latte and hummus and all of. But my younger son's actually allergic to hummus, and so like everyone's. I do think my kids are fussy, Now thinking about it, but not to be petty, not like in an annoying kiddie way.
Yeah.
Just in
when
that
they mean
they
it.
just have their preferences and actually I think I have one of those households where everyone gets to eat what they like. You know what I mean? Everyone just gets
I need to come to your house.
Anyone just gets to eat what they like, because like what's the point of food if you can't eat what you like?
True say. So I saw on your Instagram you was in Berlin the other day.
Yeah, living life. No, I'm just joking.
No, I was a bit worried, I think I saw it yesterday and I was like, I called my friend, I was like,
what did you think? I had coronavirus.
No, I thought like you was like in Berlin and not coming back, and I was like, do you think Femi's forgot?
Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
It's happened. It's
no,
honestly,
I would
it's
never do that
me.
to you. I would never do that to you. You should have messaged me. You should have been like, Femi, you still
No,
in
I didn't
Berlin?
want to bother you.
No.
But I was just looking at the picture and I was like, Berlin? Wait, is he in Berlin now? Or wait, did he post this when you got back?
No, I posted it when I got back.
What was you doing in Berlin?
I went for the film festival out there. So every year they have a film festival, a film market, and they have a docs market. It's just one of the biggest film festivals in the world. And so they have different elements, different sides of the business out there for about a week and a bit. I think a week. And so I was the BFI took a delegation of Black British filmmakers and exhibitors out there to be part of this this thing called the Africa Hub, to attend talks in the Africa Hub and to build strong relationships with, African territories and African filmmakers. And then also outside of that, what we were able to also just explore other elements of the market, such as like watching films and so on and so forth. I didn't really watch many films, which I was disappointed by, because I had meetings when films were on and stuff like that.
How long was you there for?
I was there from Friday to Wednesday.
Okay.
So I wasn't there I never really go away for long. People are like, oh, Femi, you're always away. But because I've got kids and I'm quite hands-on, I'm quite involved in their life.
Yeah.
I go away like, I don't know, like for 5-6 days.
Yeah.
When I'm not with my kids, the most I ever go away is like a week. I never go away for like, longer than a week, because, got to take them to school and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the intent.
Talk to me.
Now, first of all, can you just explain to my listeners a little bit about what the intent is about?
Oh, so in 2013-14, I decided to make a film with my business partner, Nicholas Walker, called The Intent. The Intent is about an undercover police officer sent to infiltrate a gang of robbers. And then a couple of years later, 3 years later, we made the prequel, which is called The Intent 2, which is about the breakdown of the relationship of two guys from their matriarch, and they're forced to choose between starting new business relationships or sticking to the matriarch of that relationship. And that's pretty much The Intent 2.
So I started to watch The Intent, and then I watched half of The Intent 2 because Femi, and I don't know how it works, right? But obviously, as you know, I'm visually impaired, so I need audio description. I watched it on Netflix, but audio description wasn't working. Yeah, so it was really hard to follow. So I wanted to talk to you about that. Like, how do you get audio description on your films? Is it the filmmaker's choice, or is it like, how does it work?
Do you know what? In terms of audio description, oh dear, I've never even looked into it. I will look into it for my next film, so that you can watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I don't even think I've ever looked into it, because in order to get your film on Netflix, you have to have subtitles.
Okay.
But you don't have to have audio descriptions.
Right, okay, yeah.
I don't think. So on both The Intent 1 and 2, we've got subtitles, but we don't have audio descriptions.
Yeah.
However, like for our future film, I look into it. I think that's really important that we make it accessible to everyone, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even tell you. I've never even looked into it if I were to give you an honest answer.
Yeah, no, that's fine, because I'm a consumer, so I watch things, but I've never known how it happens. What's really good with audio
it's just the extra
like,
cost, isn't it? It's like, so in terms of making it happen, it's the extra, so you have to get someone to do it. And so
I'll do it.
So you just pay money for someone to do it, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how it happens. But I'll look into it. I'm sure there's companies that do it, and I'm not even sure if it costs that much money. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We really need to look into it, because
to be
actually,
honest, you can get me to do it because, right, a lot of the time with audio description, there's some robotic voice, like, and it sounds really weird, like, in compared to the film that you're watching.
Yeah, so you want it to be relative. You know what? That might be a business. Maybe me and you should do a business.
Yeah.
Maybe me and you should do a business.
Because I watch a lot of soaps, like EastEnders and that, Coronation Street, and they obviously have audio description, but it's like the characters will be talking, and then you can just tell so much the audio description. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like if it was a voice that kind of blended in, it wouldn't be.
I think this is a real gap in the industry that we might be able to make loads of money. We look into it. We can be business partners.
We can do that.
I mean, trust a Nigerian to just be thinking about how we can make money from audio description, but but ultimately, capitalize on the blind people. They need it, so we have to give it to them.
Let's give
it
DLA.
to them.
Let's go.
Give it to them. But ultimately, it's about access, isn't it? It's about, I suppose, like one of the biggest battles that you fight as a content creator is who gets to make content. As a black one, as a black content creator, your battle is always like you want the right to make content on the same level as sort of white or non-black content creators, and also who gets to access content. And so I suppose it's important for us, for me as a black man making content, to recognize that actually my content should be accessible to everyone, even if they're visually impaired or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever, like. Even if my film should be in cinemas with wheelchairs, and so, do you know what I mean? I want everyone to be able to enjoy my content, and sometimes.
And I think you'll be surprised.
Sometimes it's an oversight, It's like when you ask me about audio description, I'm like, I wouldn't even know, because I've never even. And I'm an industry professional, and I've been in the industry for 16 years, and that's kind of embarrassing to be like, oh, you know what? That's a way content should be consumed, and I don't even know anything about it. It's kind of ridiculous, really.
Yeah, but it's a learning curve, isn't it? Like, everyone has to learn, and a lot of the times we don't know about things until they
until people ask you.
Yeah, or until they affect us. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was sighted, I wouldn't be asking you about audio description, really, would I? Do you know what I mean? So it's just something we can look at, because as I said, like, I was watching it, but I was like, okay, I'm confused now. I'm really confused.
You're not enjoying it.
Do you know what I mean? No, I was enjoying it, but it's hard to understand who the characters are. That's what it is. So before, when I was like in the in denial stage of my visual impairment, right? So when I was a bit younger, I never used audio description, and when I was living at home with my mum, she was like, we can put it on, because like on Sky they have audio and stuff, so she was like, we could put it on. I was like, no, it's fine, I don't want to annoy everyone else, blah blah blah. But now, like, I live on my own, and I'm like, audio description all the time. I don't care who comes to my house. When guys ask me if they want to Netflix and chill, I'm like, yeah, if you like audio, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a part of kind of like accepting that you need that extra, because I have friends that are visually impaired that don't use audio description, but they're struggling. They don't understand who's just got shot. You don't know. Do you know what I mean? You can't you can't have the reaction like everybody else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But in the cinema, like, you get like headphones, and you can watch the audio like that. So it will be the same screening, so you can still go with like a friend or a partner or whatever, and then you have like a headset, and it just has the audio along with the film.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's definitely something we can look into. So are you making the Intent 3 this year?
Next year. By God's grace, yeah.
Do you need a blind character?
We can make that happen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can have a walk-on role?
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Try not to walk into the camera?
We can do that.
I mean, also, from the bits that I was watching, there was potential husbands in there for me.
Lots of them.
So can you hook me up?
You look man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look man.
You're married with kids. I want to be married with kids.
You're a little husband. Okay, that's fine.
You got to help.
Yeah.
Help a sister out.
Let's do it.
Who would you hook me up with?
I don't know. It's up to you. What's your flavour? Stormzy? At this age, you want to be the new Maya Jama?
I mean,
I heard Stormzy's actually got a girlfriend. That's not in the public eye, in the same way that Maya Jama was. I heard he's got a new one. I don't know where I heard that from.
It's me. It
was you. It was just
you
a
just
secret.
baited me out. I didn't want to tell the public.
You didn't want to tell
we didn't want to go public yet, because you know what I mean. Like, was trying to keep things
I
under
flopped
wraps.
I flopped it. Sorry.
It's alright. It's fine. I'm going to Damon's barbershop to find a husband first.
Yeah, look, husband pom barber shop.
I never get on with Nigerian men, Femi.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like no, but this was going to turn into a compliment, right? Because I never get on with them. We always end up arguing. But when I heard you on Cut the Chat, I've been listening, and I'm like, no, Femi sounds like a real one. Do you know what I mean? You sound like a nice person. But the Nigerian men that approach me are like, I don't know, we just end up arguing.
Why?
It's like they like my body, but they don't like my mouth. They don't like that I've got an opinion. They just like, I don't know.
That's
I don't know
funny.
what to do. Like,
That's
I'm just
funny.
like,
I mean, it happens. I mean, like, there's I suppose, like, Nigerian men are quite famous for being quite direct. I'm quite direct though. This is the thing, and people
you're quite
find
direct, but
I'm quite direct about my opinion. But like, you know, like I suppose I get it, man. Not everyone likes Nigerians.
so do you think I
Nigerians
should
are
keep
everywhere.
away?
No, it's kind of hard because Nigerian men are sort of like Nigerians. I think 1 in 4 black people are Nigerian, or some weird statistic like that.
Wow.
And so, you know, it's kind of hard to keep away because 1 in 4 black men that you bump into would just be Nigerian.
I want to go to Abuja
Why?
because you sold it to me on Cut the Chat.
No, do you know what? Abuja has got good infrastructure. Tales from Abuja. And that's all I can think of Lee saying, tales from Abuja.
Like, I would go.
No, do you know what? To be fair, Lagos is mad. It's chaotic. But Lagos, you have to experience Lagos. I feel like everyone needs to. It's almost like, I don't know if you've been to New York, but it's like New York, but like an African version. It's just mad. People everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's busy. However, Abuja is a bit more calmer and a lot more developed in that, you know, it was a new city that was made for government, like to be the home of, you know, the government of Nigeria. So it's a nice city and it's got like great infrastructure, much better infrastructure than Lagos, for sure.
I think I just want to go to Nigeria to find a Nigerian husband because I want a Nigerian wedding where they throw money on me.
But you said you don't like Nigerian men.
Yeah, I know, but I'll find
But
a
you
nice
want the
one.
you want the money.
Yeah.
You want the money.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I suppose Nigeria is nice. But Zimbabweans have money, Ghanaians have money. Ghana is better than Nigeria, apparently. And
never
that's what
been.
Nigerians say.
Is it?
Yeah, Nigerians say Ghana is like, to be honest, like the whole black diaspora is in Ghana now. Everyone wants to be in Ghana because apparently Ghana is like a lot more calmer, greater infrastructure, and things actually work, and people on time, and people are respectful. And in the way that Nigeria is a great place if you're a hustler, but it's got what Nigeria is lacking in is Nigeria is lacking in service. The service industry is terrible and their infrastructure is terrible.
Okay. I need to go there
All right,
on holiday.
I'll line it up for you.
I've never been to Ghana either.
Why?
My dad never took me.
Where have you
so
been?
Now I have to go as a big woman.
Where have you been?
I went to Zimbabwe as a baby, but I don't remember.
Zimbabwe is meant to be like one of the most beautiful places in the world. I'd love to go.
I've never thought about a Zimbabwean man, actually.
Why not?
Don't know. It's just never crossed
Is that
my
where your mum's
mind.
from?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it was my mum's 60th birthday yesterday, so we're having a party tomorrow.
Happy birthday,
I
mummy.
can't wait. It's
Happy
gonna be
birthday.
exciting.
60th.
Yeah.
Big birthday.
Yeah. So, yeah, but no, because my mum don't have family there, and my dad, he goes back to Ghana, but he don't take me.
Oh, really?
So I'm
where
gonna have to
in
go.
Ghana is he from?
Accra.
Accra as well. No, you need to touch Ghana.
And he never taught me the language.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of hard. No,
embarrassing.
it's kind of hard. You know, I find it hard because, you know, my wife's family are half South African, half English, and my children, it's been hard to sort of teach them the language. I think when your partner's not from the same place, it's kind of difficult to impart the language onto your children because they're not hearing that language being spoken at home. So it's a lot more difficult to sort of teach it to them unless you make a concerted effort. And so for me, it might even be too late with my kids, but I wish I did start when they were younger, teaching them Yoruba.
Yeah. No, I wish my dad had taught me because I feel like, I just feel like it would have been good. It's good to know. And then he sits there talking it, and then the other day he said to me, Joy, you're too English. I'm like, Sorry?
Because you raised me
Because
as an
you made
English
me like
person.
this.
Yeah.
What do you expect me to do?
Mm.
But yeah, hey, that's dads for you, innit? Well, some dads. Okay, so just going back to the intent. If you was to create a part for me, what is the audition process like? Because I'm ready, like right now.
So if
Like, give me
someone
a
wanted
scene.
to act, if you specifically, or just anyone, or just you?
Give me a scene. I could do an audition right now.
But I don't have a scene. But like how it would work though, it normally is that this is a good question. You asked it quite well, because a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I want to act," and they don't really know how it works. So how it would work is normally the conventional way. There'll be closed auditions. So I would write my script, and then we'll be looking for different characters, and then people's agents will suggest them, people that have agents will suggest them to the casting director of my project. The casting director would then match up different people to the different roles. Those people will come in, audition for the roles, and then I'll pick who I like out of the roles type thing. And that's how that process would go.
Okay.
And so, but what me and Nikki try to do also, we try to have open auditions. So we'll put something on Instagram, and then I'll tell people to email if they're interested, and then they'll email, and then my assistant will go through the emails and then pick who's best for the role.
Okay.
And then from there they'll pick who's best for the role, and then from there we'll sort of this audition those people, or we'll get them to do a tape, and then we'll audition those people, the people that we pick after the tape, and then those people then, we pick from, basically. That's the process, that's the normal process.
Okay.
But to have a walk-on role, I could just like you and say, oh, you can come do a walk-on role.
Yeah, no, I want a role. Like, I need a line.
Yeah, you have to audition, you need lines then. You have to learn the lines, come in, audition.
Like, imagine if I got hold of a gun. Do you
Imagine,
know what I mean? Imagine
imagine
Do you know
what would happen.
Imagine.
In
America, blind people are still allowed to buy guns.
Really?
Yeah. It's really weird.
Yeah, but you're I suppose what they say is that your senses are heightened, so if you can hear sound, right, you can just shoot in that direction.
But your senses are not heightened, though. It's kind of like a myth.
Really?
It's kind of like, yeah, like I said this, I think Lee said that as well. He asked me, and I was like, to be honest, yeah, it's like, it's not that they're necessarily heightened, it's just that you focus on it more. So if you was to put a blindfold on right now, you would be listening more than if you didn't have it on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not that it's heightened, it's just that
you're
you
more
concentrate.
alert. You
just concentrate on it more. But also that's different for people that are totally blind and people that can see a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So it's all.
So for you can see a little bit.
A bit,
exactly.
Yeah. I've got like 10% apparently, 10% vision. But yeah, most people who are registered blind have some kind of sight. It's like a lot of people could see just like shadows or whatever. But yeah, I'm blind in my right eye completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could still shoot a gun. I could.
Just. Of course, you can shoot a gun. You can pull a trigger. You can shoot a gun.
I feel like this will be captivating for the audience.
What, you shooting a gun? But they wouldn't even know.
Also,
they wouldn't even know you were visually impaired, though.
Well, I've got a cane, a pimp stick.
Yeah, but we can design it and make it.
I've got a sparkly one that says
exactly.
the podcast.
We just make it fly.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't even know. This is the
also,
thing.
I feel like I'd be good at like trafficking drugs.
Unless...
No, seriously, no, Femi, like, come on. Who's going to suspect me, fat blind girl, of, like, smuggling cocaine? No one. Femi.
You're giving me ideas.
I'm
good.
serious.
This
like, I
good.
feel like I'll be, like, great.
I think, yeah,
I could put some bags in the cane because it folds, innit? So I can just, like, shove it all in there. No one will know.
You've really thought this through.
I actually have.
It's quite funny.
I don't want to be a drug dealer, but I'm just saying.
But as a character, it's not real. No one
yeah.
wants to be a drug dealer. Even drug dealers don't want to be drug dealers. It's just probably like the only opportunity that avails itself to them.
Yeah.
No one wants to be a drug dealer. This is the biggest myth in the world. There's only probably a few drug dealers that want to be drug dealers. Because no one wants to be like running away from enemies and the police and it's too much
Just
pressure.
living life on edge all
Yeah,
the
it's too
time.
much. No one wants that life.
Yeah.
I just think it's desperation and poverty and all these things. But maybe I'm wrong, you know, but I've not done like an empirical study on it. But from my experience, like no one chooses to be a criminal unless they're a psychopath. And there are psychopaths in the world.
There are a lot of psychopaths in the world.
Yeah.
Especially on Plenty of Fish.
Or do you use it?
Occasionally.
Really?
Yeah.
And you meet psychopaths, or you've met?
I don't meet them.
But you've met?
But I talk to them.
Really? And how
Well,
do you know they're psychopaths?
Well, they're just weird.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if they're psychopaths, but...
So how do you decide who to meet?
Oh, I have to talk to them. I have to talk to them a lot and, like, speak to them on the phone. Because when you're typing to someone, you have time to think about your answer. But when you're, like, on the phone to someone, it's like snap, snap, snap. Yeah. I'm not going on a date with someone.
Like me, you know, I wasn't good at that quick fire round. It's not really snap, 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 is it?
Yeah, but you can still have a conversation with you. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know. But I've given up on men anyway.
So you don't use social media? So you don't use any of dating apps?
I use just Plenty of Fish. I don't use Tinder, nothing. Actually, there's a Nigerian in my DMs.
On Insta?
Yeah.
Saying?
I don't know, he wants to meet up.
Is it?
I hope you don't listen to this. I'll show you him. He said he knows you.
Oh, let me see him.
I'll show you after. But
I said I want to
be friends.
How does he know that you know me? What did he say? Oh, I like that Nigerian Femi.
No, I think
he's the only Nigerian man I like.
I do say that, yeah. No, but I think he saw like my last
post
with Lee on the chat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you follow me on Instagram, Femi?
Let me see. I don't know. Why I chat to you? Does it matter?
It does matter.
Why does it matter?
Because
I chat to you.
You got blue tick. I don't have red tick, green tick, yellow tick. Do you know what I mean?
So what difference does it make?
So I need to get, you know what I mean, numbers up.
Okay, I will follow you.
Yay!
I can't believe I don't follow you. That's a bit rude, isn't it? I've like come on your podcast and stuff.
It's okay.
Drinking your peppermint tea and your water and I don't even follow you. That's disrespectful.
You're forgiven. Because you're going to get me a role in your next film. Don't forget, though. I'm
going to get you a role.
Yeah, you're going to create a role. Because you're the creator.
I'm the creator.
Do you know what I mean?
Only God is the creator. I'm just being dumb now. I'm just being stupid. There you go. I follow you.
Yay!
Boom, bam. Fantastic.
Right.
We're now friends on Instagram.
Let me clear my throat. So when I had Lee on here, I asked him to give me a little bit of like dirt or a bit of like secrets about you, Ace, and Damon.
So what did you say?
He didn't say nothing about you. See, he said that Ace leaves his boxes around when they stay together in hotels. He said Damon is like a granddad. That's what he said.
In real life,
horrible. Yeah. And he said that you keep your cards very close to your chest, so he didn't have no dirt on you. So
I'm quite open though. I'm quite transparent.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so. I'm quite. What you see is what you get, mate.
Can you tell me something else about them? The other Cut the Chat guys.
I think Cut the Chat on the podcast, we are quite open. I mean, Ace talked about the time he pooed on a bed in a hotel.
Oh my
There was an episode.
What?
Don't you remember that
one? No, I didn't hear that one.
No, there was an episode he talks about he left a mark on the bed. I mean, that's quite open.
That's really disgusting.
That's quite open.
Wait, hold on. How do you poo on a bed?
Not even poo. I don't know. He was drunk and then he left skid marks on the bed. Left skid marks.
Have you ever thought about how dirty hotel beds are?
Yeah, it's disgusting, but it's still better than Airbnb.
Wow. Can I just say, like, I feel like each episode, since I've had Ace on, we're just like exposing him, like, because that is disgusting.
You said that on a podcast. He said he left a skid mark on a bed on Cut the Chat episode. I don't know which episode.
Ace, we're all judging you.
And then Damon's got no dirt. He's quite a good guy. And then Lee, there's nothing you don't know already. Is them yardy gallus man, them, you get me? I don't know what else I can say about him, you get me?
Lee's great. Lee's funny.
Lee, the funniest thing about Lee, actually, this is funny. I shouldn't even say this. This might get...
It's fine. Just say it. It's just
So
me.
at
It's just
Damon's
me.
birthday, Lee was whining some girl, and his missus had to come and drag him off the dance floor. It's kind of funny. I don't even know who he was. He was like, he was doing a madness. I can't remember what he might have been lying on the floor. He might have been like, he was
God.
doing some next, them passa dance moves, and his missus dragged him off the dance floor. That was quite funny.
He stayed on the sofa that night.
Yeah,
I bet.
definitely on the sofa that night, maybe for a week even.
Yeah, Lee's a bit crazy. So, what else have you got coming up other than the Intent Free? You said you're
I've
gonna
got
do
loads,
next week.
So I've got a film called Napa, which is a film about a bunch of boys that get their first booking. They're a grime crew set in 2005. These boys, they get their first booking and they go on holiday to the Cypriot island of Ayia Napa, and they're booking as an MC crew. So they get their first booking as an MC crew and it's their first holiday. Then they go to Ayia Napa and then everything goes wrong. Like everything goes wrong. And so it's a comedy, it's a feel-good comedy that tests their friendship, and they need more than their musical skills to get through all the issues that confront them on the island. And so I'm doing that hopefully in the next few months. I'm shooting a film in Nigeria called Get the Dukes, which is about two Nigerian brothers and their business partner, a woman, that clean money for corrupt politicians and criminals, and one day they spend money belonging to a criminal and they have to get his money back. And then I'm doing a film with Idris Elba's company called it's not proper out there yet, but like it's a co-production between my company and Idris Elba's company. That's really exciting. And then we've got a show with MTV called It's a London Thing, which is a new reality TV show that's sort of like Only Ways Essex meets Love and Hip Hop. I'm doing a short film at the moment for a company called Full 8 Stories, which aims to tell different stories, modern perspectives on famous Christian stories. So I'm doing one called I Am Pilate, which is about Pilate, who was the Roman governor that gave the permission for Jesus to be crucified.
Okay. How the hell do you juggle all of that?
That's not even everything, So I just work really hard and I stay consistent. And I realised very early in my career, and I'm still an actor, so like, I've just got a new acting agent, so hopefully I'll be auditioning a lot more in the next few months. I realised earlier in my career, like, nothing happens unless you make it happen. So like, you just have to keep hustling and stuff. Like, how do you keep up living your everyday life, being a mom, doing the podcast, you know what I mean? You just do it. Like, you choose what happens with your life. You decide what you do. You decide how you want your life to go, and that's basically it.
You got to work for it, innit?
Yeah. You just have to graft hard, but at the same time, you decide how your life turns out.
Yeah, true. So I will get married and I will have a husband.
Exactly. No, you decide.
And I will have a
choose.
successful podcast.
No, you choose. You choose that. I really believe that. It's like you decide, and then you stay consistent and you stay tenacious and you keep pushing yourself and challenging yourself, and all of these things will happen. And it's nothing worth having is easy.
Yeah.
And that's the mistake people make. But at the same time,
it's easy to give up. Though,
and also you
don't
get rewarded for doing nothing. Nothing happens if you do nothing. If you just sit in your house and wait for things to happen to you, nothing happens. And this is what I was saying to my son on the way here. Me and my kids, like, especially my older kid, he's quite argumentative. So like we go back and forth a lot. And he was like, oh yeah, you know what? I've actually figured out Champ now, because he didn't used to. Remember that game, Champ? No. It's like a primary school game. Like kids will know it that go to primary school, right? I vaguely remembered it because he had to explain it to me again. It's like 4 squares and they play with a ball, and if you hit the ball in someone's square and they don't hit it back and it bounces more than once, then they're out type thing.
Okay.
I can't even remember how to play it. But anyway, so this kid's he says to me, oh, I'm improving at Champ. And I say to him, well, that's good. And he says, yeah, because before I was blaming other people for like me not being good. And I said to you, you know what, Samuel, all we can do is control what we do. We can't control what other people do. You can't control how Nigerian men respond to you, but you can control how you conduct yourself in whatever situation you're in. you can't control, like, you know, the man that's going to marry you, but you can make sure that you're ready for a relationship when that time comes. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can control yourself. You can present yourself. And there's this other thing that I always say. You have to prepare to be successful.
Yeah. No, I definitely believe in that.
So you have to be ready to accept your blessing. You have to prepare to be successful.
Yeah.
And for me, that's very important. And that
consistent.
comes with hard work and consistency and resilience and all of these other great words that describe just sticking at it and keep pushing forward.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to sometimes find the motivation, but you've got to keep going. Because I guess, like, my friend said to me once that when I was the beginning of the podcast, and I was kind of like, oh, this is a bit long. It's not that it's long, but it was like I was not getting anywhere. Like, I don't know. And she was like, well, if you give up now, then you definitely won't get anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you keep going, at least you've got a chance.
Exactly. So, and even like if you take something like Cut the Chat, we sometimes say it's a bit long because, you know, we're super successful in other areas of our lives, and we're like, oh, you know, it's a bit slow. But then every time I go out, I'm with, like, you know, I was in Germany and I was talking to someone over drinks and they were like, oh, I love your podcast. And I was thinking, but how do you listen to... Do you listen to my podcast? Yesterday I was out last night with a lady called... I can't remember her name. You know, there's a book called Slay in Your Lane. Do you know it?
No.
There's some girls, 2 ladies, they wrote a book, 2 black ladies, young, like in their 20s. They wrote a book called Slay in Your Lane, which is a handbook for black British women to be successful type thing. And I read the book. I started reading the book and I met them. And they were both like, we love Cut the Chat. Like, it's our favourite podcast. We think it's so good. And, you know, when you meet people and you're like, you know, that motivates you and keeps you going. So I'd say, like, you know, ultimately, you just have to be persistent and consistent, actually, which we're not on Cut the Chat, but you have to be consistent.
Everyone says that. So, and also, I feel like you don't know who you're actually affecting. So, like, you know, we were saying earlier that you don't know, like, who's listening. And it's like, also, you don't know what that means to people. Like, having that consistency of, like, every Wednesday I get an episode of Cut the Chat. Like, people, you don't know how that feels to people. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's an escape for people to listen to what you guys are saying. And I think that's the thing with podcasts, is that it's good because you can, you know, talk about what you want and it's your platform and you can control it, but also you have to be, like, consistent. And it's hard to be consistent. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, oh, I can't bother to do it this week, let me just do it next week. But it's like, you don't know, there might be that 1, 2, 3 people that are waiting for it on that day. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so what do you think that you prefer more? Like, writing films or acting or directing?
I like it all. People ask me that question all the time. It's a good question.
Yeah.
But I like it all because, like, they both serve different sides of who I am. And, like, you know, I like being by myself, but I'm also an exhibitionist, and I'm quite academic, but I'm also not at the same time. You know, I like trivia, but I like deep intellectual debates at the same time. So for me, I'd say, you know, all the different areas of my life, my work in terms of writing, directing, producing, acting, they serve different things for me. And they because the idea is that people are only good at one thing. It's not like people are dynamic and people like to do lots of different things. And so for me, all these different things, like the different things that I do, serve a different part of who I am and feed a different part of my character and my personality. So, yeah. Yeah,
okay. And so we got lots of projects that we need to look out
There's
for.
loads, but the next one I'm putting out is a thing called Against All Odds. It's probably going to go online in May, which is about the early days of grime. And I seem to, like, be in that, me and my business partner, Nikki, we seem to be in that zone at the moment, like, you know, making music-related content. And so, yeah, so that's the next film that's going out. All the other things are probably going to go out late this year, early next year.
And really quickly, can we just talk about Burna Boy? You met him. Was you in LA?
Yeah, we were in LA. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That looked exciting. I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, we met him. We spoke to him. I've seen him since. I saw him in London like a couple of weeks ago at the YouTube event. There was a YouTube excellence brunch. I was out with him there too, and that was really cool. And yeah, we met. We spoke. We we were working on potentially getting him in the Intent 3.
And I'm going to be in the Intent 3
Exactly.
as well, so... Do you know what I mean? Me and Burner.
You and Burner.
You know what I mean?
Headline.
I was listening to his music this morning, actually.
He's good music, man.
It's vibes.
He's
I love
vibes,
it.
man. He's vibes. He's important. I think he's important in bridging a gap amongst the diaspora because his music's a bit like, you know, Afro beats, a bit reggae, a bit of UK influence, a bit of American influence. It's beautiful.
And I like that he's quite private as well.
Yeah.
I like that it's just about the music.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
just
really
doesn't
know much about him.
What apart from the fact that he's goes out with Steph London, but yeah.
But that's it. Like we know that, but we don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like
He doesn't
I feel
really
like
do that many interviews. You're right.
Yeah, but he should do this one actually.
Put it out there.
Do you know what I mean? Put it out there in the universe.
Put it out there and it will come.
Yeah, when I meet him on the set on the Attempt 3, then I'll be like,
you're like, yo,
Burner, call me.
All out of your baby.
Yeah,
Burner.
I'll be in Nigeria. Soon.
Doing up life.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Femi, I got you a gift.
What did you get me? You're quite a gifty type of person.
No, I love a gift. I actually love a gift.
No,
so this
you're
is your
a
gift.
gifty type of person.
I hope you like it.
Oh, this is nice.
But basically, I got it because I feel like we should all try and like look back on things that we
this is beautiful.
have done and remember, because it's all good to have things online and Instagram and photos and stuff, but I love a printed picture, me. So that is a poster. Do you want to tell the listeners what it is?
Do you know what? I think I'm so grateful. I mean, if I was a crying type of person, I'd cry because this is a very nice gift. It's got an Intent 2 poster on one side, and then it's got a Cut the Chat image of me and the boys outside the Cut the Chat outside Damon's barbershop. We need to do a new photo shoot. This is old, by the way. We need to do a new photo shoot. And then it's got a picture of me, Nikki, Ace, and Burna Boy at Burna Boy's pre-Grammy party in LA that we went to. It's a nice picture, man.
I saw that on Instagram and I felt like you guys look really happy like to meet him, so I thought like that would be a good memory. I was going to edit Ace out the picture though.
Why?
But I don't know.
This is a nice picture of Ace. He looks good in this picture.
Oh god.
Ace looks good. He's got poise. He's got a certain degree of poise.
And there's a message on the back, but you can read that later.
Let me see. I can't see it.
Yeah, no, you have to like unclip it. It's like written on the poster.
I don't want to unclip it.
Just unclip it. It's small. It's okay. Don't worry.
How'd you even do that?
Okay, we'll do it after. Don't worry.
No, I want to read it to the people then.
Oh.
What did you write? Okay, it says, the goal is not to live forever, but to create something that will keep creating greatness. Oh, this is lovely. Thank you.
That's all right.
You're
I heard
so
you
nice.
say that in one of your interviews.
Do you know what? It's Victor's mantra. Victor, my business partner, he passed away in 2018.
Okay.
Victor, he said that, and he had that on his Instagram page, and after he died, it sort of became a mantra for us all, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's about, but we're doing that, you know. And Victor did that already with the content he created, but also with like his daughter, who's his legacy, and like we've got with our children, they're our legacy, and also the things that your podcast is gonna be here forever, no matter what.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a beautiful thing. That's a powerful thing that we can capture a little bit of who we are now, more so than ever than in the past. Before we could have pictures and stuff, but now we've got videos, we've got audio, we've got like all these different things that we could use to capture a little bit of who we are.
Yeah.
That transcends time.
And also, I feel like it's the impact, you know, that you leave in the world as well.
Absolutely.
Because we're not going to live forever, but, you know, hopefully our message will. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think I'm going to put this up in my children's room.
Oh.
Just remind them Daddy's out here doing bits.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is lovely.
That's all right. Do you want to shout out your Instagram?
My Instagram is Femi Oyeniran. So it's FemiOyeniran. That's Foxtrot, Echo Mother India, Oscar Yankee, Echo November, India Romeo, Alpha November. So yeah, just give me a follow on Instagram, Twitter. I think I'm that on Facebook, but I don't use it. So if you're auntie from Nigeria and you use Facebook, hit me up. Although I won't get back to you because I don't use it. But Instagram and Twitter, that's me.
Okay. And guys, remember to message Femi next year when the Intent 3 is coming out and be like, don't forget our friend Joy, yeah?
No, definitely. We'll make it. We'll figure out a way to
Blind
make it
drug
happen.
dealer with a gun.
It's
happening.
funny.
It's happening.
It's actually like the idea of it, because like you said, blind drug dealer with a gun. I mean, you don't have to have a gun, but you could be blind drug dealer
knife?
with a gun. Wow.
I need a weapon.
You're trying to do weaponry.
Or I use my cane as a weapon.
It could be like a James Bond thing where like you've got like a secret weapon tucked away inside your innocuous looking cane.
You're getting it.
It's
happening, guys. 2021.
Thank you for having me on your podcast, by the way. It's been fun.
Thanks for coming.
It's been really fun. And thanks for the gift. I'm so touched. I think it's such a nice thing.
Can I just say, Lee helps me with that idea.
Why? What did he say?
Because I was like, I want to get Femi a gift and I'm not sure what to get him. And he was like, maybe get him like a poster of the Intent. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. But I didn't want to just get the picture of the Intent. So then that's why I got the others, because I thought like Cut the Chat was, it's a big part of what you do.
What I do.
And then Meet and Burna Boy, it just looked like a happy moment.
It was.
So
it was a fun moment. We were having fun. Yeah, thank you, Joy, man.
That's all right.
It's been a nice... What did you get, Lee?
I got him a mug that said Cut the Chat, and it said Lee's Cut the Chat, because
Oh, it was Ace's Cut the Chat. You're so smart.
No, it's Lee's Cut the Chat
I love that.
now.
You're so funny.
It's Lee's Cut the Chat, that's it.
What about Ace? Did you get Ace something?
I just got Ace some rum.
Fair enough. What type of rum?
Ray and Nephew.
Standard. Why not?
Yeah.
Straight.
But the gifts are getting better. Do you know what I mean?
This is very personal.
They're getting better.
I mean, the gifts don't have to get better. You don't have to getting us on your podcast is a gift in itself. You don't have to get us a gift. But I'm so grateful that I've got this gift, and it's very nice and it's very considerate and very well thought out. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, that's it. We've come to the end.
Thanks for having me on your pod.
Episode.
Thank you. People, make sure you rate, subscribe, and comment and all of that. And share. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
This has been a nice interview. I've really enjoyed this interview. And I'm walking away with a gift as well, so it's even better. Thank you.
You're welcome. So guys, remember to follow me on Instagram at Joy's World the Podcast. Follow Femi as well. Stay happy, live your best life always.